Hello, hello. This is Al from MacMythos.com, a blog about Apple computers. Today I'm filming the first video on my channel, MacMythos. It is also the first video in a kind of mini series on a very important topic for first-time Mac users: how to choose the right MacBook. In this video and several others, I will talk about differences between various MacBook models, and also how much storage do you need? Do you need to upgrade CPU or RAM? So let's get started. Today, Apple offers three MacBook models: MacBook Air, MacBook Pro 13-inch, and MacBook Pro 16-inch. What's the difference? MacBook Air is an entry-level laptop. It's the cheapest, lightest, and least powerful MacBook, and it can run up to 12 hours on a single battery charge, longer than any other laptop. MacBook Pro comes in two sizes, 13 and 16-inch. The MacBook Pro 13-inch is more expensive than MacBook Air. The base MacBook Pro model is $200 more than the base MacBook Air model. It weighs a little bit more. Display size is the same with MacBook Air. Currently, MacBook Pro comes with a touch bar, and MacBook Air only has a Touch ID, but I'm sure this will change in this year or the next year. On the other hand, MacBook Pro comes with more powerful CPU and a graphics card. And last but not least, MacBook Pro 16-inch. This is the most powerful and obviously the most expensive Apple laptop. You have much more upgrade options with a 16-inch model. If, for instance, with MacBook Pro 13-inch, you can only have up to 2 terabyte storage. It's a lot, but this is the limit. With 16-inch model, it can be upgraded to 8 terabytes. If with MacBook Pro 13-inch, you can only have up to 16 gigabyte RAM. With 16-inch model, you can upgrade up to 64 gigabyte. And only 16-inch models can have Core i9 processor. This is the most powerful CPU in MacBooks. Of course, all those goodies don't come cheap. The fully loaded 16-inch model costs around $5,000. It's a lot of money for a laptop, but don't worry, 99% of people watching this video will never need to spend $5,000 on a MacBook. So how do you decide which MacBook to choose? Obviously, if you need a larger screen, well, you have to go with 16-inch model. On the other hand, it may be cheaper to buy an external monitor or two and go with less powerful laptop. Also, if you need the most from your laptop, if you need upgrade to storage, upgrade the CPU, upgraded RAM, then 16-inch is your choice. But if you don't need all this power, if you're a student and all you do is editing documents, watching YouTube, and browsing internet, then MacBook Air is a good enough choice. Also, MacBook Air is a good choice for those who cannot afford to spend a lot of money, but they still want Apple laptop. And finally, MacBook Pro 13-inch is usually a safe choice for the most people. So when in doubt, when you don't know what you really want and you can afford to pay $200 extra, then MacBook Pro 13-inch is a fantastic choice. I understand that most people like to hear examples of how other people approach the selection process. So I decided to read several emails from people who reached out to me and asked for help. First email. Hello, dear friend. I can't decide what to buy for my girlfriend as a gift. MacBook Pro 128GB or MacBook Air 256GB, both 2019. They come at the same price. MacBook Pro wins on all parameters except memory. I think he meant storage, not the memory. Although my girlfriend needs nothing but a browser, easy photo editing, office work, and movie watching, I want my computer to last longer, and given the trends in application development, it may be more profitable to take on more power, as the power consumption of applications increases every year. After exchanging emails back and forth, what I figure out that the person already made up his mind. His girlfriend really liked MacBook Pro, and what she liked most, she liked Touch Bar. In this case, if you can afford to spend more on a MacBook Pro, I think it's a good choice. So I said, yeah, it's a good choice, so go with it. It's a very good MacBook. Email 2. Hi Al, hope you are doing good. I'm a law student in United Kingdom. I have come across your article of MacBook storage size. I want to buy MacBook latest, but I'm not sure which one would be better for me, either MacBook Air or MacBook Pro. Can you please guide me which one would be better? Well, in this case, he's a law student. He's mostly doing his office work, right? He's not running any memory hungry or CPU hungry applications. In this case, MacBook Air would be the best choice. It's very light. It can work for a long time without charge, and he can carry that laptop to school and around. Third email. Hi Al, I'm planning to buy MacBook Pro, and main purpose of this will be to do coding, Python Spark. So the base model 8GB RAM and 128GB SSD with 1.4 GHz will suffice my requirement. Then I asked the question, are you just starting learning coding or you already working as a programmer? And she replied, just started learning. Well, in this case, I said, yeah, MacBook Air Pro with the base model will be enough for you if you just started learning coding, because you're unlikely to do anything that will tax your computer to a degree that it won't be able to run. For years, as a programmer, I always wanted to have more CPU, more RAM on my computers because I used to run all the servers, all those applications on my computer. Now, when everything moved to the cloud, shifted to the cloud, and we run all those servers in the cloud, the programmers don't need very powerful laptops. So in this case, I said, yes, will be good with the base model, especially when you're just starting. And it takes years to become a good programmer. And I hope once you become a good programmer, you will be able to afford any MacBook you want. And the final email. Hi Al, I'm confused as of which MacBook I should get. I'm a master's student in computer science. I'm thinking of getting a MacBook Air with 16 GB RAM and 256 GB SSD. I'm a little restricted with budget, therefore not opting the MacBook Pro. Please let me know if it is enough. Obviously, again, we exchanged some emails, and if you're doing some computer science work and you have money to do an upgrade from a base model MacBook Air, it is, I think, better to go with MacBook Pro, and that's what I suggested. And finally, I want to say, if you restricted in your budget, this is the main thing I want you to understand. Buy what you can afford. Don't listen to all those people, all those experts who say you have to buy this MacBook with these upgrades, with this much CPU, this much RAM. In most cases, whatever you buy will be enough to do your work. There are exceptions, and we will review them in the next videos. So on the other hand, if you still have questions, you can go to my website, go to macmythos.com/quiz, and I hope it will help you to make better decisions, which MacBook you need. Meanwhile, please subscribe and watch next videos. Cheers!